Hello, my friend of shared destiny. Have you ever, in the silent space of the night, suddenly wondered, what is truly happening to your body when your eyes close? We often mistakenly believe that sleep is like powering off a machine, a hollow pause after a long day of hard work. But according to the wisdom of spiritual masters from ancient times, that is not the whole truth. When you fall asleep, this miraculous body does not turn off. On the contrary, darkness is the most sacred time for cells to silently repair, for the nervous system to rebalance, and for the small injuries you inadvertently accumulated during the day to be mended. For centuries, monks have quietly observed and realized a paradox. There are those who sleep a whole long night, but their bodies are not truly healed, and in the morning, their body and mind remain heavy and exhausted. Meanwhile, others, despite sleeping less, wake up with a light body, a clear mind, and peaceful energy. What has created such a grand difference? Zen masters believe that the key is hidden in an incredibly tiny moment right before you enter the dream state. A moment that, if understood and cherished correctly, will cause the body to automatically open the door to original recovery. Today, I invite you to linger here, to explore that ancient wisdom together, and to receive a simple way to reactivate your body's miraculous self-healing ability every night. Ancient observations of monks on sleep. Join me as we turn back time, returning to the tranquil space of ancient monasteries. Life here passes according to a completely different rhythm. There is no frantic hustle, nor the constant noisy stimuli from the mundane world outside. The Zen masters live in a routine that is incredibly regular and silent. It is in that absolute quietude that they have enough space to deeply observe the subtlest shifts of both the body and the mind. Through many years of silent cultivation, they realize something incredibly interesting. Those who enter sleep with an inner peace often possess an astonishing capacity for self-recovery. When ill, they heal more quickly. Upon waking in the morning, they rarely feel tired and always maintain a steady, calm source of energy. Conversely, what happens to those who carry worries, unsolved thoughts, or stressful emotions into sleep? Even if they lie there with eyes closed, when the dawn knocks on the door, what greets them is still a heavy body, an exhausted spirit, and a blurred, patched-up mind. From those profound contemplations, the practitioners gradually understood a truth. Sleep is absolutely not merely the resting of the physical flesh. It is a grand process of reconstruction for the entire living system within a human being. From their perspective, the night is the sacred time for the energy in the body to be rebalanced. This is when the nervous system is allowed to return to its inherent natural state, paving the way for the body to begin its work of healing. But my dear friend, there is an invisible barrier that we often forget. This miraculous regeneration process only truly occurs when the body perceives safety and relaxation. If the mind is still preoccupied with fighting against endless streams of thought, your body will remain forever stuck in a state of preparedness. And in that case, the body can never enter a state of deep recovery. What truly happens to the body when you sleep? How miraculous it is that the silent contemplations under the temple eaves of the past are now illuminated and confirmed once more by the lens of modern science. What the masters felt through silence has now been clearly proven. Modern science tells us that when you gently let yourself fall into deep sleep, it is absolutely not a time when the body sinks into stagnation. On the contrary, it is when a symphony of recovery within the body is played most powerfully. Please imagine, in those hours when you close your eyes, every tiny cell in the body is silently stitching and mending the damage you had to endure throughout a long day. Your body begins to generously secrete streams of restorative hormones, nourishing exhausted muscle areas. And at the same time, your immune system, like silent sentries, is stretching awake, acting more powerfully than ever to protect the temple of the body. Most special of all, our brain also begins to perform a very sacred cleaning task. You know, during a long day of working and thinking, the brain accumulates a lot of biological waste and emotional trash. While you sleep, the brain is like a diligent janitor, beginning to wash and sweep away those residues. The tangled neural connections will be arranged neatly. Good memories are consolidated and preserved, while sorrows and no longer necessary junk information will be boldly cut away and thrown out. This subtle cleaning process is the answer to why, after a night of peaceful sleep, your memory becomes clearer. Emotions are no longer precarious, and the ability to still the mind and focus returns fully the next day. You will see every burden seem to be halved. The troubles of yesterday suddenly become lighter, clearer, and much easier to untangle. Ancient Zen masters did not have sophisticated machinery, nor did they use complex medical terms, but they summarized that entire miracle with a description that is simple yet incredibly profound. Nighttime is the moment when the body is allowed to return to its original natural healing state. Why many people sleep, but the body still does not heal. My dear friend, as we arrive here, perhaps a large question is silently rising in your heart. If creation has gifted our bodies such a miraculous self-healing ability during sleep, then why is there a troubling reality occurring every day? Why do so many of us, despite having lain still in bed for a whole long night, still wake up when the first light of day touches us with a feeling of exhausted fatigue, a heavy, stressed spirit, and a depleted source of energy that seems impossible to replenish? That lingering pain is not unique to anyone, and the answer to this paradox does not lie in age, nor in the quality of the mattress or the bedroom space, but deep within the state of your nervous system in the moment before you close your eyes. In this modern world full of hustle and bustle, we have inadvertently nurtured a very harmful habit, going to sleep when the mind is still swirling like a torrential waterfall. Please try to quietly look back at the nights that have passed. Right before sinking into sleep, instead of cleaning up our inner self, we let our eyes be preoccupied with scrolling through phone screens emitting cold blue light. We lie still, but the mind is restlessly chasing after unfinished work, the worries and sorrows of today, and the vague fears of a tomorrow that hasn't even arrived. Those very waves of disorganized and endless thoughts have inadvertently sent a distorted biological signal, keeping your nervous system tightly gripped in a state of high vigilance. Even though your physical body is enveloped in warm blankets and a soft mattress, deep inside, the nervous system is ringing silent alarm bells. Your body still believes it is facing a threat, standing in the middle of an environment full of danger and needing to brace itself for defense. And you know, the laws of nature are always very distinct. When the body is bracing in that fear and defense, it absolutely cannot shift into healing mode. The entire life energy at that time is maintained for a single purpose, which is survival mode, being ready to fight or flight. How can a soldier bandage his own wounds and rest when his mind is still certain he is in the middle of a battlefield? Zen masters from ancient times understood the root of this truth to its very end. Therefore, their practice never stopped at merely counting how many hours they had slept. What they truly cherished and cared for deeply was the necessity of purifying the state of the mind right before crossing the threshold of sleep. The secret the monks understood: the state before sleep. Please linger a little longer, to step quietly with me through the thresholds of majestic Zen monasteries, where a miraculous secret of complete rest is kept. In that silent place, when the temple bell marks the rhythm signaling the end of the day, the monks never hurry to lie down immediately. Between the moment of ending all daytime efforts and closing their eyes to sink into dreams, they always create a gentle space for retreat. They may sit quietly in relaxation, breathing very slowly through each rise and fall of the chest, or simply open their hearts with compassion to observe their entire body without craving any intervention or modification. My dear friend, the true purpose of these moments is not at all to practice a complex or lofty meditation method. It is much more simple and practical. The purpose of that stillness is a gentle farewell. They allow their minds to completely depart from that day. The things that happened, the joys or sorrows, the tasks finished or unfinished, All are gently laid down, left outside the threshold. There was a grandmaster who once left for future generations an incredibly profound teaching, which I dearly hope you will engrave in your heart. The human body always knows how to heal itself at night, but it is your mind that must open the door for it. That sentence encapsulates the entire art of letting go. Your mind is like a loyal gatekeeper. If that gatekeeper still carries a heavy burden of worry, the door of recovery will remain forever locked. Conversely, if the mind is purified, shedding all worldly dust to enter sleep with a clear peace, your body will immediately receive a great favor. The defensive wall collapses. The physical body will sag to relax more deeply. Subtle injuries are recovered more quickly, and depleted energy sources will automatically be rebalanced perfectly. The greatest secret that the monks understood is this: the important thing for having an abundant vitality does not lie in trying to sleep for a very long time. Rather, the core of healing lies in what kind of righteous and peaceful state of soul you use to enter that sleep. The simple pre-sleep ritual of the monks. Understanding that wonderful secret. Tonight, I want to hand over to you a small ritual. My dear friend, you do not need to shave your head and leave home, nor do you need to seek a pure hermitage on a high mountain to practice. You only need yourself, your familiar soft bed, and the following 3 steps of simple relaxation. View this as a gentle invitation, a permission for your body and mind to be washed clean before entering the dream realm. Step 1. Slowing down the rhythm of life. When all work has subsided, leisurely sit back or gently lie loose on the bed. Do not hurry to close your eyes to force yourself to sleep immediately. Direct your gentle attention to the tip of your nose. Take a breath in very slowly, very smoothly. And then as you breathe out, please leisurely prolong that breath a little more. It is like a sigh of relief, casting off all sorrows. You do not need to force the chest to inhale deeply or hold your breath according to complex formulas. Simply exhale longer than you inhale. You know, this smooth exhalation is a sacred biological code, sending directly to your nervous system a wordless message. The danger has passed. Everything is very peaceful. After just a few minutes of drifting with this rhythm, you will feel the armor of stress bracing your shoulders gradually melt away. Step 2. Words of self-absolution to let go of today. When the breathing rhythm has become peaceful, let your mind be bathed in tolerance. In the silent space of the soul, please whisper to yourself with a voice full of affection, "Today, up to here, has ended completely. Unfinished things, lingering plans, all can quietly wait until tomorrow." Oh, my friend of shared destiny, you have shouldered too many responsibilities, played too many roles throughout a long day. Tonight, you do not need to be a problem solver anymore. You do not need to calculate or worry about anything else in this moment. That whisper is like a comforting pat on the head, helping the mind obediently understand that this is the sacred boundary to stop. The session has closed. Now is the sacred time for rest. Step 3. Sending a signal of absolute safety to the body. And finally, when the mind has cast off the burdens of the mundane world, bring consciousness back to the temple of the body. Feel the weight of the entire body relaxing, sinking deep into the soft mattress. Feel the slow, obedient beat within the chest. Listen to the absolute stillness of the night that is gently enveloping you. The darkness now is no longer a lonely isolation, but a warm blanket protecting all the senses. Just be present there, doing nothing, craving nothing. This is the realm of non-action, wu-wei. When all cells perceive this absolute support and safety, your body will automatically know how to open the miraculous door. It will naturally slide into the deepest state of recovery without needing any further coercion or effort of control from your conscious side. What happens when you practice this every night? The green sprouts of healing never hurry to rise up robustly after just one night. But if you patiently water your soul with this small ritual every evening, miraculous changes will silently appear, as quiet and natural as breath. There will no longer be long nights where you have to struggle, toss and turn, or desperately beg for immersion. Instead, sleep will find its own way to you, embracing you more deeply and peacefully than ever before. Then there will be mornings when the gentle first light of the day slightly stirs the curtains, and you awake to suddenly realize an incredibly wonderful difference. No longer a feeling of a heavy chest or shoulders braced from fatigue. Your body wakes up in a light, refreshed way, as if just washed under a cool, fresh stream. And most precious of all, your mind is no longer surrounded by the fog of stress or anxiety. It becomes still, clear, and ready to enter the new day with a relaxed and self-possessed demeanor. According to the peaceful flow of time, through those 3 simple steps of letting go, your body will gradually relearn a great lesson. It is not at all a strange skill borrowed from the outside world. It is the reawakening of the sacred instinct that creation implanted deep within you from the moment of birth, the ability to heal yourself. Cells that seem to have been depleted of life force due to chronic fatigue now suddenly snap awake, remembering how to patch up injuries and refill the storehouse of vital energy. You see, the most majestic beauty of this journey lies entirely within the 2 words, non-action. You do not use a braced will to force the recovery process to happen. Like a diligent gardener who understands the laws of heaven and earth, you cannot grasp the blade of grass and pull it up to force it to grow faster. The only thing you do is clear away the weeds of worry, soften the soil of the mind, and create an atmosphere of absolute safety. And then, when the conditions are full, the seeds of health and healing will automatically sprout brilliantly. The simple wisdom of the monks? My dear friend, the practitioners from ancient times never went to the trouble of searching for far-off or complex methods. They only silently mastered an incredibly simple truth. The human body, right from birth, already carries a sacred favor, which is the great ability for self-recovery. However, amidst the daily hustle and worries of life, we have inadvertently lost that precious key. We forget how to create a peaceful space for the body to work. Please engrave this. Sometimes the deepest healing absolutely does not come from you having to effort to do more or control more. Rather, that miracle arises from you courageously letting go more. Therefore, right tonight, before crossing the door of sleep, I earnestly invite you to spend a few minutes of stillness for yourself. No phone light, no sorrows or worries, only the simple presence of a slow and peaceful breath. Very possibly, in that very moment of still, non-acting wonder, your body will automatically awaken and begin to do what it has always known how to do since ancient times, heal itself. If these sharings bring your soul a space of peace, please help me spread this good energy with a like and subscribe to the channel so we may remain in shared destiny together. And right now, before closing your eyelids, I invite you to sow into the comments this miraculous mantra: "Today has closed, I peacefully enter sleep." That whisper will be the gentlest permission taking you into the dream realm. Thank you for being present here. Wishing you a full and peaceful long night. Goodbye, and see you again.